Hello everyone, this is Juan Bloisi with Washington Interpreters. Today I'll show you how Tri-Cities interpreters are exposing corruption within the SOSi system. Now let's get started. Before getting into all the corruption complaints within the system by interpreters across the state, I want to show you this image. Feel free to pause this video anytime to read the information you see on the screen. SOSi sent an email to interpreters on October 31st, a few days ago, offering a workaround to, quote, manage your appointments more effectively, end quote. They say that, quote, some interpreters have encountered challenges within the app not allowing them to cancel appointments, end quote. Right from the get-go, this is a false statement because the truth is that the on-the-spot app has never had a reject button. So rejecting appointments from the app has been impossible for not only some, but all interpreters. The SOSi company took over the distribution of appointments in June earlier this year, and we still do not have a way to reject appointments from the on-the-spot app. Their workaround in the meantime, they emailed instructions on accessing the desktop view on the scheduled interpreter website on your phone. Recently, they added a feature to reject appointments from your tablet or computer using the scheduled interpreter website. However, now you still have to use the exact same website from the browser on your phone, and the reject button is still not integrated into the on-the-spot app almost 6 months after implementation. You cannot make this up. Now, interpreters covering L&I appointments across the state have become tired of all the corruption they experience daily involving fellow interpreters, medical providers, and facilities, and SOSi employees, according to my sources. What you see on the screen is a comment from a fellow interpreter posted on my most recent YouTube video. This interpreter appears to be from the Seattle area and starts by expressing their disagreement with the incident resolution process, then talking about a specific interpreter. It says here, take for instance, X interpreter, who is constantly on his phone. He faces no consequences, likely because he brings gifts to the front desk. You could see him scrolling away on his phone if you happen to cross paths with him, yet somehow no complaints were ever filed. I chose to block both the name of the interpreter submitting the comments and the name of the interpreter being accused of inappropriate behavior because I don't intend to expose anyone on my platform if I do not have all the evidence myself. However, this is a public comment on my YouTube channel indicating how many interpreters are tired of the corruption they perceive happening all around them daily. This is a comment posted on our Washington Interpreters Facebook page from a Yakima-based interpreter. It says, we're supposed to have access to work, but in Yakima, people are still playing the same games, giving work to their friends or family members of people that work in their offices. Now, I responded to this interpreter the same way I have in years past regarding this issue. L&I can end monopolies by penalizing the medical providers who accept bribes, but L&I representatives don't want to do it, and the WFSE union refuses to demand L&I to do it. As I have said before, the scheduling system is a great tool, but it will never end corruption. You have to hold accountable the people accepting or making the corruption happen, which happen to be the medical providers involved and their employees. Unfortunately, the WFSE union is not interested in helping interpreters this way, so they will never press L&I to hold medical providers accountable. All WFSE cares about is getting your union dues. And this brings me to this online petition distributed by interpreters in the Tri-Cities area last week. The title of this petition reads, Policy Compliance, Fair Appointment Distribution and Compensation for L&I interpreters. The petition states that some clinics have been requesting specific interpreters to cover surgeries, contradicting the L&I policy regarding preferred interpreters, which establishes that specific interpreters can only be requested for mental health appointments and crime victims. They are also complaining about the significant payment issues with SOSi, which has been going on since day one. They also express frustration at being unable to distinguish between state-insured and self-insured appointments. But there's more. It says here that after obtaining assignment numbers from clinic receptionists, certain interpreters call SOSi to have those specific jobs assigned to them. Some SOSi employees are not following the rules, it says here. Interpreters can't see all the appointments on the SOSi platform after being posted, even if they're close to the clinics, with SOSi not releasing those appointments immediately. It says here that some clinics send out job alerts with only their preferred interpreter selected, allowing that interpreter to be the only one who receives the alert, contradicting the intended fair distribution of appointments. They are even mentioning the clinics where this is happening. This is crazy. It continues saying here that other clinics have been using tablets instead of in-person interpreters. And this is the new world created by the WFSE union geniuses. I can't help but wonder, if you voted for WFSE, is this what you voted for? In the end, Tri-Cities interpreters have the same problem we'll have across the state as interpreters in the L&I system. They want L&I to immediately address the ongoing payment issues with SOSi because who wants to work for free, right? They also want to have access to information distinguishing state-insured and self-insured appointments. And they also want L&I to monitor the use of in-person interpreters and discourage reliance on tablets for interpretation services where it is not appropriate. This is so common sense, by the way. This is what I have been advocating for with Washington interpreters since 2020. We have always defended in-person interpretation as the primary modality for interpretation appointments. One thing worth mentioning here is that interpreters are waking up to the negligence and incompetence of the WFSE union. You see, these Tri-Cities interpreters did not wait for WFSE to solve their problems because after 1 year under WFSE as the union, none of them have been solved. WFSE sold you the idea that a scheduling system would be the only way to eliminate corruption in the L&I system. Yet, we have more corruption than ever nowadays, even from WFSE leaders abusing the system, as I have exposed in my videos. The scheduling system is a great tool that allows us to see more appointments when functioning correctly. Yes, still, the WFSE union is supposed to hold L&I accountable so they can end the corruption by penalizing the medical providers who make it happen by accepting bribes from unethical interpreters, but they refuse to do so. Statewide, we are all tired as interpreters of our current situation. Unfortunately, L&I often ignores online petitions like this one. Who's supposed to help us? Of course, that's the WFSE union, but they haven't done so and they refuse to do so. So let me ask you a question. Do we collectively have better working conditions as interpreters after 1 year of WFSE being the union? The answer is a resounding no. Corrupt interpreters are monopolizing appointments more than ever now. We're not getting paid as we're supposed to, and we have no new benefits, with no shows and late cancellations not being paid by L&I. So, what do you need the WFSE union for? Why do you keep paying union dues? We need and deserve a better union, and the only way to do that is by getting rid of WFSE representing L&I interpreters. In the meantime, you have the right to opt out of WFSE and stop paying union dues now. Go to optouttoday.com/WFSE1671 to do so and keep your hard-earned money. See you in the next one.